Good morning. It is August 17th, 2021, and today we had a very nice downtrend day. Let me see if this does anything. A very nice downtrend day. Okay, that's maybe some people were playing it like this. But I don't know. I didn't play it like that, and I don't think that's how you should have played it, but I'm sure plenty of people were playing it like that. But this, it looks like we just made two perfect measured legs down because you measure this leg to here is the lowest point, and then you drag it to this highest point, and you have a measured move. I think we went a couple ticks further than that, but really want to stick with the bias today. So what I saw was this leg down in the overnight. Overshoot led to a break, and then we had this downward bias. I would say this is a trend, a long-term downtrend with a downward bias. It was kind of ranging, and then here we were definitely ranging. Bias for the day was still down, and then we made this second leg down that was just very strong downtrend. And now it looks like we hit that measure move. It looks like we might not a strong reversal, but we're making a reversal. We made this very strong leg up, but then this correction was strong. And but yeah, now it's looking like we're making that second leg up. But anyway, let's take a look at the trades that I marked. So so prices broke this downward channel, and this looks like a lot of sideways stuff. You get it looks like a failed second entry long right here, but that's at like 4 a.m. And then you get a second entry short right here. This just looks congestive. This whole area looks congestive, so I probably wouldn't want myself to pull the trigger on that, but you might, because the bias is definitely down. Anyway, we come up here, and it looks like we're making a trend, and this is where I came in. You get a first entry, failed second entry long, off the EMA, off the trend line. So I do like that entry. First entry, second entry short off the trend line right here, but the signal bar is no good. First entry, second entry, and then we get this. And oh man, I was like, I had a feeling that this trend line was going to break because of this, how we didn't hit the lows, and that midline made this trend look pretty accurate in the channel that I drew. So I saw this break, and I was like, I got so confident. I was like, I'm reading this perfectly, and I was like, I went long above this bar. It's just a second entry, but it's a trap, as you can see. The failure, boom. And I was looking. I'm pretty sure I was like looking. No, actually no. Yeah, I just read this incorrectly. Going long. Yeah, so we form this congestive area here. I don't think you can enter in any of that. First entry, second entry. This is a second entry right here. But it looks like prices are ranging, but the bias is down. But I don't know, with that signal bar and all the other conditions, I don't think I would go short there. Then we touch the high of this range, really confirming that this is a range here. First entry, second entry, maybe people went short here. But it didn't make a new high. Okay, so that's something yesterday I was talking about, like maybe if these things on a strong trend day, if they work out and they're on the major trend line, take them. I'm not sure. We'll see an example later on, but there was an example of a first, second entry short that didn't break higher on the signal bar. That didn't work out. Later on today, we'll see. I'll go over it later in the video. This is not that example, but this doesn't work out. First entry, second entry. This midline looks like it's strong support, so I wouldn't take this. I probably wouldn't go short right here, even though that is a first failed second entry. Maybe, I don't know. It's tough. Would have worked out, though, and it would have been a good trade. Here we get a first, second entry, and it's off the trend line, and it's confirming it. But I don't know. I probably would have taken this, and it looks like you would have gotten trapped out before they let it fall, which that would be so frustrating. But yeah, I don't know if you saw this in real time, and if you can say whether it broke lower first and then went higher, because I probably would have got trapped there. But hey, maybe you should be playing the range rules at that point. Like I said, but the bias is down. It's tough, because I did just point out how this midline is holding prices. And look, we go slightly below, and then boom, rocket back in. So tough call right there. And then you get further confirmation right here of your trend line, but that's just a first entry, unfortunately. Because that's a good entry. Boom, falls out. First entry, failed second entry long, off the trend line, but look how far it is from the EMA. Really right here is when, is that when? No, I think this right here. This is when I was like, okay, this looks like it feels like we're in a strong trend day. We're just going lower. We've been making lower highs. So failed second entry long, definitely aggressive, but it works out. And here we get, this is actually a second entry short off the EMA. So first entry, this one breaks lower. Second entry, let's see, 4 ticks. So I like that. And from this high, this kind of looks like a first failed second entry long. These are both at the EMA, secondary trend lines. I don't know if I should mark this as red. I feel like I should. Because even if you're looking at it like we broke into congestion right here, probably have it drawn like right here. This looks like first of all, it's at the top of congestion, but it's hitting the trend line, and it's a second entry short. First entry, second entry short. So I think you have to take that. Looks like a really good move. And maybe this is a failed second entry long, yeah. First entry, failed second entry long, off the trend line. Oh, maybe you would have gotten trapped going. Yeah, that's tough, because maybe I would have gotten trapped going short here. Looks like this one ticked lower and then ticked higher. So but it does look like a failed second entry long. Okay, so this is what I was referring to. So yesterday, this isn't off the major trend line. Maybe that's something to think about. Yesterday, there was a second entry long off of the major trend line. And it didn't break lower. The thing that I was looking at as the signal bar didn't break lower for the second entry. So, but it's set up off of the major trend line. So I like that. Maybe that's what I should be thinking about, is this is not off the major trend line. This is a first entry, second entry short. And look, it doesn't tick higher. But that's a second entry short. So I think that's what I need to be thinking about, is sure, on a day like today, it's an aggressive downtrend. You can take an aggressive entry like that, but only if it's off the major trend line. So something to think about. Anyways, we make a new low. First entry, second entry short off the major trend line. I didn't have the guts to pull the trigger on this one because of that signal bar, just slightly neutral. Anyway, we come down, make a new low, and we make the first break of the major trend line. First entry, second entry. I took that. I think I took this. Wait, did I take this? No, I missed this. You could have went. I think you could have went a tick below this bar, or this one. Doesn't matter. I did take this though, so we get a first entry, failed second entry, long, and I really like that setup. It is going into the lows, but I like that. So let's just take a look because I'm zoomed all the way in where we're at right now. Just this major trend channel has just been broken. So we hit that measured move over here, and then we made an attempt to probably match those lows, and it just bounced. Prices really just bounced there, and let's see. Maybe this is yeah. Look, measured move. This stuff is crazy. So I have this range drawn. It hit the measured move there, but also this major trend channel. Look at that. You get a slight break of that measured move, and that's where prices. You've met some resistance there. So anyway, we make this bounce. First entry, failed second entry short. I'm not going to do that on a day like today, but some people would probably want to go long there and hope they're catching a reversal, and that works out. But for me, I don't think Mack is going to mark this trade, but when I see that measured move here and you get this first failed second entry long right here, and the signal bar doesn't matter on these failures. I took this trade and I was very proud of it. But yeah, you can see we're getting that second leg up. So maybe I should keep that as green because look, this strong move like this, we're probably getting a second leg, and that's what's happening here. So that's sorry about the loud traffic. That's how I saw it today. So let's take a look at my trades, and I'm so annoyed that I went long on that reversal. It was just emotions, straight up. It wasn't me trading what I saw. It was emotions. I'm talking about this trade right here. I was more trading based off my emotions instead of the chart and what I was seeing. I was getting excited. Oh, I could be catching a bottom. Really what I was saying was, oh, I could be catching a reversal. So anyway, I'll probably come back to that even though I just talked about it. So yeah, this is a clear, we're making lower highs, as you can see, lower highs and lower lows here. So it felt a little aggressive because we could have been ranging, and prices turned back here. This looked like a double bottom, so this actually could be an aggressive entry to go long above too. But look at this midline. I spotted that early. It's pretty easy. That one was pretty easy to spot. So the bias was clearly down. You even get a second entry right here. That's probably an aggressive entry. But if you're just patient, you get a second entry short. Or failed second entry long, excuse me. And that's a great entry that you get filled on. So yeah, I'm really happy with that trade. Obviously, I'm very unhappy with this. Like, if you get a break of your channel, you're not expecting it to just quickly reverse. I think I saw this leg and just got excited. So I went long above this bar. First entry, second entry. Yeah. And I probably should have been like I feel like on reversals. Oh, okay, that is okay. So I was looking for a failed second entry, short, first entry, second entry, and that's just I was reading it wrong, so I got trapped. Also, look at this congestion. This clearly looks like congestion already. Look, back and forth, back and forth. The bias is down, and I'm entering in long into the highs of that congestion. Yeah. So anyway. If you went short there, then you knew what you were doing. Failed second entry long. Boom. Yeah, I think that you actually might be able to go short there. Even though I didn't mark it. Alright, so let's find these other trades. Yeah, like I had to take a break, but I think around here is when you'd be able to tell, like, okay, this is a very strong move down. And so I come in here. We did hit the measured move, and I did see that, but this trend line was holding. So when I see this, I wanted to enter here on a second entry short. First entry, second entry, but I didn't have the guts to pull the trigger because of... and I definitely, that was touching line, so boom. I didn't have the guts to pull the trigger because it does look like it's moving up, but also the signal bar. So when we get this, I looked at this as a lower high. Probably a bit too aggressive now that I'm looking at it. But it is a lower high off the trend line. So on a day like today, I went on the engulfing bar. I think, did I? We'll see. Yeah, I went on the engulfing bar, and that's the only way it would have worked. So that's aggressive. Yeah, that might be a little too aggressive right there. But then we get this break, first entry, failed second entry short, and I like that. I like that entry. I'm definitely okay with that. Even though we hit the measured move and we just had a break, there's room to the lows, so I like that. And then this is also aggressive, but I had that measured move and prices were showing rejection there. First entry, failed second entry long. I originally had this channel drawn like this. So I like that. I like that. I went short below this one, and because the signal bar doesn't matter on these failures, and that was a pretty nice move down. But yeah, it's slightly aggressive because we just got this crazy leg up. So now it looks like we're just correcting. So those are the trades I took. Hopefully that was a good lesson or whatever, good analysis for you guys. Hopefully I helped you out a little bit. Yeah, and I hope you guys all had a good day. I hope some of you watching this made a lot of money. I'll be back tomorrow.